Trucking along, trucking along. Should I try to jump off a curb with this? Would that be smart? I haven't jumped off a curb with no suspension in a long time. Okay, here we go. Oh boy. Yo, what's up? Duff here. Yes, I have a new wheel in front of me. This is the Inmotion E20. This wheel was sent to me by Inmotion for review and testing purposes. And we are going to see what it's all about. Box is small compared to most modern EUCs nowadays, but that's because this wheel is a lot smaller than a conventional EUC as well, and that's a good thing, right? And we'll get into why that is as we test the wheel out. Has the conventional throwback Inmotion trolley handle. I remember this on my on the V5F and the V10F. A very proven design. All right, so let's see if I turn it on. It's going to probably be in shipping mode. I don't know. Power button's right in the front. Yeah, it's not balancing. So yeah, I need to connect to this in the Inmotion app, I believe. That makes sense, right? So let's do that. Oh, we're still recording. All right, let's see if we can get connected here. Okay, here it is. Connected. It's activating. I have read the disclaimer. Okay. You have to click, you acknowledge the disclaimer, and it is now balancing. Look at that. Staying still all by itself. Amazing. I am now authorized as the owner. The battery is only 47%. So let me, before I go crazy doing much else, let me charge it. It is interesting though, right? Interesting profile. The tires, they're 1.75 inch tires, two thin tires. It's interesting that when you look at this, it almost reminds you of like a hub for like an automobile or something, right? Individual, probably put some air in this thing. Individual air fill valves, very interesting. But let me put the charger on it. The charger is right here. It's a 2 amp charger, 81.9 watts. It's a 54 volt wheel, 54.6 volts. So again, that's an oddball voltage for EUCs nowadays, but for something like this, you're not looking for massive voltage, right? So let me get this plugged in, charged up, and we will continue our investigation from there. The charge port is located right behind the handle. You gotta pop the handle out of the way. Plug it in. It beeps to indicate that it's charging. And we will wait until we get a green.
2 hours later.
Okay, since you saw me last, I have fully charged the E20. I did mess around a little bit with the lights. You know, this is my first wheel well, not the first wheel, but this is currently the only wheel I have in my collection that actually has side LEDs. And not only does it have side LEDs, but it has a functioning Bluetooth speaker that I do not have on any other wheels either. So, in this sub $400 wheel, I have features I do not have on my $4,000 wheels. So that's the thing, right? I put 30 PSI in both tires, and I think we are just about ready to go out and do a road test on it. I did flip through the manual. Now this isn't a performance electric unicycle, obviously, but I was interested in the specs. This wheel does have the motor. It's a 450 watt motor, and the battery that's in it is where was that? It's a 240 watt hour battery with a top speed, if you put it in sport mode, a top speed of roughly 12 miles an hour. So spec wise, this is power, battery a little bit less, but spec wise, this is very similar to my original 9x1 E+ that I learned on, right? And it does actually have a slight resemblance, except for being much fatter, but from the side profile, It looks very, very similar to my 9x1 E+. So let's take this out on the road and see what it's like to ride a dual wheel electric unicycle. So I'm on my way over to the Greenway where I plan to do the testing here in the E20. And I just want to talk about like who this wheel is for, right? Is this wheel for me? No, of course not. I've been riding electric unicycles for 8 years plus. It's not a wheel for me. It is a wheel designed for someone to get into the hobby, someone that has no experience, someone to learn. Its configuration with dual wheels makes that process significantly easier. And the hope is that them being able to ride this device will allow them to transition into a more traditional EUC, a single-wheeled EUC. Now, it's going to be interesting for me to see how this feels, because obviously I know how a regular wheel feels. I'm curious how much different this is going to feel compared to a regular EUC. The other advantage that this has is it's low cost, right? Sub $399 cost. I'm not sure if they're still doing it, but they were doing special pricing. I think it was $319 or something like that for the E20. I don't know if that's still current or not, so don't quote me on that. But that is incredibly inexpensive in the EUC and PEV market, really. And again, it's something that would hopefully, it's not going to get everyone to get into traditional EUCs, but it will definitely get some people into it. And so to me, it's a win-win proposition. There really are no losers in this. Inmotion gets to sell some of these wheels with the potential for getting more customers in the future. So, but let's ride it and see what it's like. All right, it's on, it's standing still. I have not tried to ride this thing at all, so what you will be seeing is me stepping on this for the first time ever. So, word to the wise, this does have an ability to kind of roll off on its own if you're not paying attention. I've had it happen a couple times when I just had it sitting down. So let me, I don't want to carry the stick right away, just so you can get the full appreciation for my first few feet on the E20. Okay, whoa, that feels weird. Oof. Weird. Feels weird. Weird. Okay. Yeah, not being able to, you see, like I let it go and there she goes. Wow, that feels weird. Yeah, having your straight ahead position being locked in like that feels strange. But I'll get used to it, I guess. So let's continue. Mounting feels weird too. So turning is like a regular EUC, sort of. It's just not as pronounced because you're kind of rocking back and forth on the two tires. So again, a weird sensation, but let's see if I can get used to it. The only change I've done to the configuration of the wheels, I put it in the fastest mode, which gives me the top speed of 12 miles an hour. It has 3 different modes: beginner, I guess intermediate, and sport or something like that. So we are in top speed. All right, so right here we have a 90-degree turn. Let's see how tough it is to make that. Okay. Definitely unique. When's the last time you saw me in this getup, right? My skater helmet, and I'm just wearing wrist guards, that's it. Yeah, like I'm so used to being able to carve, right? And no, carving is not something this is designed for, because having the whoa, uh-oh, I hit top speed there. Having the wheels spaced out, it's fighting you to try to do a carving motion. But this isn't designed for that, right? I have to keep in mind what this is actually designed for. This is designed to allow beginners to get the sensation of riding an EUC. And you do still get the sensation of kind of floating through air without holding a remote, just using your center of gravity to control your acceleration and braking, and it does allow you to do that. Oh wow, hi Mr. Turtle. Hi buddy. Hi buddy. Hi, it's okay. You see him? You eating some grass, huh? You eating some grass? Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, you can eat. He's a big boy. Okay, I'm sorry, I don't want to bug you. Super cool. The mount, again, from riding conventional EUCs, usually when you're mounting, you're leaning the wheel towards the foot that is on the ground, and then you're stepping up. With this one, again, the wheel kind of stays vertical. Takes some getting used to. All right, let's see how this does on the boardwalk, which requires a little bit more maneuverability. All right, so let's just lean into it a little bit. Whoa, okay. Hit that 12 miles an hour really fast. All right. I mean, the tilt back was a little sudden, but not terrible. So steering with this kind of reminds me a little bit of, like the small wheels, like an M10-4 or whatever, M10-3, where you're changing your direction primarily with foot direction changes as opposed to a lean. Yes, you are doing some leaning, but primarily if you're going at the speed that this wheel is comfortable at, you're just kind of just pointing your feet, more or less. I mean, I'm already getting more of the hang of it. And by the time I'm done here, I think we'll be fully acclimated, or at least that's the hope. Trucking along, trucking along. Should I try to jump off a curb with this? Would that be smart? I haven't jumped off a curb with no suspension in a long time. Okay, here we go. Ooh.
Extreme!
Yeah, that felt super smooth. Oh my God. But I survived. Wheel does have a battery indicator on the front. I'm gonna need to keep a track on that. Pedals, as you can see, my foot's hanging off the pedals on the small side compared to what I'm used to, but you know, for children or people learning, they're fine. Grippy enough. A little bit faster in doing these turns. I am doing some, too fast. I am doing some leaning. It's a combination. You're kind of leaning as you are turning your feet in that direction, so. Okay, so we saw how easy it was for me to hit top speed and tilt back. I wonder, let's see, how well does it brake? Yeah, it's fine. When you're going 12 miles an hour, it's not that hard to stop, right? I guess you can kind of carve on this, right? This is kind of carving. It's a different way to do it, but yeah, you can kind of carve. My intended path here is to Baker Park and back. So it'll be, I don't know, 4 miles, 5 miles. That's enough, right? It's not feeling bad. It really is not. It is not feeling bad. And although it is not like riding a single tire EUC, there are a lot more similarities than dissimilarities. Oops, too fast. And obviously, you know, if you're looking for extreme riding, if you're looking to get from point A to point B fast, this isn't a wheel for that. It's not. But if you're doing a nice little scenic, decompression, chill, enjoy nature kind of ride, this is a perfect speed for that, if you ask me. Get to take it all in instead of it all being a blur flying by you. Like, for example, if I decide to go look at the Christmas lights at Victoria Park, it's a great wheel to do it. Got the cool little lights. I could set them to Christmas colors. I got a Bluetooth speaker. You can play Christmas music. Very comfortable going slow in this wheel without having to do much effort at all. So, great wheel for that. Yeah, I no longer have to really think about what I'm doing here in these turns. My body has adjusted to the new physics involved with the dual wheel device. Do a little incline test, very little. We're going to climb this terrace here. Go up there. I think the E20 will be up to the task. It's doing fine, doing fine. Okay, we've lost one bar on my battery. Let's see where we're at. 72% battery remaining, and we've gone 3.3 miles according to the app so far. Max speed of 13.6. Whoa, man, getting extreme there. Just gonna sit down for a little bit. My right leg hurts. IT band problems. Just take a load off for just a few minutes. And just keep in mind, some of the things that I'm taking note of that feel weird to me, they feel weird because I know how to ride electric unicycles already. For a novice, I think that a lot of these things that feel strange to me actually are a benefit to someone that is new to riding this kind of device. So just keep that in mind. I think I saw that this is rated for riders up to 90 kilograms, I believe. I weigh about 185 pounds. Kilograms, I'll post what I am in kilograms. So, you know, an adult that is not a big boy or big girl can ride this wheel safely. This is what the stance looks like when you're riding an E20. It looks fat, right? But compared to modern EUCs, you know, big battery EUCs, this isn't necessarily a fat wheel. But for the specs of it, it obviously is fatter because of the dual tires. Thank you, Captain Obvious. Perfect boardwalk speed wheel. Okay, the E20 is feature complete with a headlight and a brake light as well. Has all the basics, it really does. Yeah, well, it's cheap. It's like less than 400 bucks.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I had a bunch of guys on one wheel just show up that happened to recognize my. What did you do? You recognize my truck or the name?
Well, I see the truck, and then I see this, and I'm like, wait a second, that's that guy.
That's me, yeah. Yep. But anyways, if you guys want to try this, it's designed to make it that you don't have to do the balancing part so much because you have two tires. So it's kind of like the one where you just kind of look where you want to go, and your body will turn and kind of figure out which way to go. And you're using your center balance to control speed and to brake, and then you're just stepping off and just let it. Well, it's way easier than a regular electric unicycle because in regular electric unicycle you're bouncing yourself left and right. Well, I mean, when you're going slow, you can just steer it with your feet. But just kind of. Oh well, the easiest way here. Let me show you. Or you can hold on to something if you want to. But you basically brace your leg against it, and then you just kind of step up. Yeah. And you're probably going to feel shaky at first. Yep, there you go. And it's like, I mean, it's like a one wheel that you're leaning forward. It doesn't matter if you drop it. It doesn't matter.
I'm so used to being like this instead of like this.
When you're used to side stance, yeah, it feels weird, right?
Yep.
It's like anything. The faster you go, the easier it is to balance.
Yeah.
But even for me, like getting on this, the first 5 minutes, it felt weird because I'm used to one wheel.
Sure, yeah.
And this kind of fights you going left and right because you have two tires. Nice. He's already passed the hard part. Nice. Like that thing only has a top speed of like 12 miles an hour.
Okay.
There you go. There you go.
It's probably a good way to get used to like a unicycle style.
It is. Anyone's welcome to try it. There's been a lot of people that have converted one wheel to electric unicycle.
Yeah, he's my younger brother. There you go.
That's great.
Now it's like second nature.
Nice. So you're a pro already. You're past the hard part. Seriously.
So then, how long would you have to ride this one before you can ride like a regular one?
Well, there's going to be another learning curve going to a regular one.
Right on.
Well, the thing is that's really affordable because it's less than 400 bucks. A lot of like basic EUCs are like $800-900 bucks. Like,
yeah.
So it's a good price.
You get a lot more distance too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that one will probably get about 15 miles of range. It's funny. That was like the one thing I wanted to make sure that I got included in this review is someone that never has ridden an electric unicycle to get on it and try it. And lo and behold, those 3 one-wheel guys were the perfect candidates. So. You saw it right there. The guy got up and he was up and riding, and he didn't fall. up and riding within 5 minutes. So that's about how easy it is. So, all right, I'm gonna be heading home. We'll be doing our wrap up of the E20, and I will see you in a flash.
2 hours later.
Nothing like shooting an entire conclusion segment and forgetting that you don't have the mic on. Yeah. Anyways, guys, back from my ride. All in all, I have nothing but positive things to say about the E20, considering its intended audience and its price range. For its price, I think it really has a lot of nice features for the money. You know, a functioning trolley handle, headlight, brake light, a surprisingly good sounding Bluetooth speaker, has some interesting LED lights along the side, which is a throwback because remember EUCs always used to have LEDs on the side, and I actually kind of like them, and they are something that are missing from pretty much any EUC nowadays, so kind of like it. Riding experience, all things considered, once again, a good way to get someone into the hobby. It really is. Like if you have a spouse that you're trying to get to ride with you, riding an electric unicycle, a single-tired electric unicycle could be a little bit too scary. As you saw when I let those guys that never had ridden an electric unicycle before, the one-wheeler guy, he was able to step on here and do basic stuff within 5 minutes. And that's what you want. And then from there, you get, I would say that, there's a random number in my head, but I would say that like you get 80% of the electric unicycle experience riding this wheel. You really do. Once you're moving, I mean, it feels familiar. The biggest difference is you don't have to work as hard to balance it left and right, but you do have to balance. It's just a little bit of a different sensation. So I think this is a product that has a chance to succeed in its goal, and that is to bring more people into the hobby. You know, by giving them an easier way to experience what an electric unicycle is like, to experience the freedom, to experience the satisfaction. This is a way to allow them to do that without such a steep learning curve. So yeah, good job Inmotion. If you're interested in buying one of these, I do have an Inmotion affiliate link that I will be posting in the description below. And yeah, I think that's all I have for now. Hopefully I didn't miss anything that I said in my first outro, but you never know. So if you guys found this video interesting, please think about giving it a big thumbs up if this is your first time visiting the channel. Please consider subscribing. If you're going to subscribe, you hit the notify bell. It's over there on the left somewhere. And I think I already said, feel free to leave your comments, suggestions, ideas, and thoughts below. If I didn't, you should, because there have been varying opinions about this wheel in the community. And my opinion has always been, what can it hurt? What can it hurt to try to bring more people into the community for a reasonable price? What's the negative there? I don't see one. So I think it's a quality device. I really do. So that's all I have for now. Hope you had a great weekend. Until next time, Duffman out.